remember being a kid and liking S Club 7. And apparently I was walking to my childminders one day.
Reaching for the stars.
And I turned to my mum and said, like, Mum, I know I like S Club 7 now, but I think one day I'm going to like rock music. And then it, I don't know the timeline on it, but I discovered Nirvana.
No way.
And never did join that S Club 7.
So every time you think of Nirvana, you think of S Club 7?
I think what could have been.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Luka State Podcast. We're brand new to this and we can't wait to get going. So yeah, well, the reason for doing this, you might ask, is because we feel like you guys should get to know us. We do loads of tours and that, and we meet you guys after the gigs, and we feel like we get to know you a tiny bit, but we feel like you don't really know us. So that's the whole point in this podcast. So here we go. This is the first one. We're new to this. We are podcast virgins no longer. So yeah, let's go around the table and introduce each other. We'll start with you.
With me? You don't even know my name. You're not going to introduce me.
Who are you? You can introduce yourself. The camera's there, man.
Like, to be fair, you know what? It's better. Let's introduce each other. So first, I'm going to introduce Jake at the bottom, who was very close to being pro footballer, but basically agents around Lionel Messi said we can't have him getting out, so they went out and stopped him dead in his tracks. So instead, he looked at a picture of John Bonham and Keith Moon and went, fucking all my beer lads, I'm going to do this instead. And now he plays drums for us.
And that person introducing me was Lewis Pusey. He is the best monster drinker in Manchester at the moment. Holds all the records for chinning them back, and he is our lead guitarist in our band.
And this is Mr. Sam Bell, my brother from another mother, my right-hand man. And yeah, this is Sam. And he plays the bass and backing vocals. Don't you, Sam?
Hi, and this beautiful person to my right here, your left, if you're watching, is Mr. Conrad Ellis, the lead singer extraordinaire and rhythm guitarist.
Why, thank you, sir.
We've put a title on it.
Oh, is that what I am now?
Rhythm.
Is that all I am to you?
It's been demoted.
The odd solo here and there.
I'd bust out the odd solo, come on. Give me a bit of credit.
Yeah, we have a few topics that we, have prepared. We put four great minds together.
We are really new to this. Like this is essentially, we just like chatting. We listen to the likes of Joe Rogan in the van, and because we're in a band, you have to be quite arrogant to do this. We thought, you know what, Joe? Fuck you, we can do this better. So,
whoa, I didn't think that.
Here we are.
Like Joe Rogan.
You did, Jake.
And Joe Rogan.
Like,
Don't speak about Joe.
Joe Rogan could kick all of our asses, all four.
He couldn't kick Sam Bell.
He couldn't come in here right now.
No, that's it, right? Jake Paul's fighting Mike Tyson. Sam Bell is fighting Joe Rogan. You heard it for Joe. He's coming for you,
Don't give me Joe. Don't give me Joe.
Joey is going to fuck you
That's
up.
not fair.
Give me a warm-up first before you take me straight to the man.
You can fight my dad first.
Right, should we have a little topic?
Yeah, so, because we knew we do have cheat sheets and all of that. Right, so, I suppose introducing each other, we may as well get to the brass tacks and a bit personal. Like, what do you think's each other's strangest touring habit? Like, for example, like, Conrad is lead singer extraordinaire, rhythm guitarist, as you so elegantly put it.
Right.
But he also is a man of many sources at the service station. And that habit is to like...
Let's get on the sources.
It's like a colour spectrum OCD level of laying out sources in it, if we're honest.
I just don't get dry food, man. Like, dry food is weird and sauces are so amazing, and condiments.
If you're ever in a queue at a service station or anywhere and he's in front of you, go somewhere else, because he takes... How long do you take?
Right, just let me explain. Right, let me explain the sauce situation. Right, so mayo is an essential, tomato sauce is an essential. Depending where you are, maybe barbecue. Mackey's barbecue, yeah. Burger King or KFC barbecue's pretty crap. And then you've got to get a sweet chilli. You lend me your supercharged mayo from KFC, wherever
Supercharged mayo.
That's banging.
Is that because of what it does to you?
Gravy.
I only lend it.
Is ace.
You make sure he gives it me back.
Gravy's amazing. But basically, you come around now, as you go in the fridge, we've got every sauce under the sun, just because they are so essential.
Let's go right. Like, your dad told us all a lovely story about you being named after a young lad in the Gulf War called Conrad. I think that's bullshit. Con is just short for condiment.
Condiment Conrad.
Condiment Paul Ellis.
So there you go. And also, I'll let you into a little secret when you're watching. I have a thing called tour sauces. So in the van, I have a little stash. So like even in the morning, if we're on the way to somewhere and like you get like a pastry or like a sausage roll or something, and there's no sauces, I'll have a little secret stash of Heinz tomato sauce in the glove box.
I love how he's calling the dashboard a secret stash.
Most rock and rollers hide drugs. I hide tomato sauce.
What about Sam? What's Sam's weird?
Mate, petrol station sushi.
Really?
I've seen you go into a petrol station and eat sushi. You should be dead, mate.
I'd say petrol station food in general, really.
Yeah,
I'm just very intrigued by it. Like, do you know
You
what I
like
mean?
a bargain, though.
You do like, you do actually. I've never really thought of that. You do
it's like what was that
service
guy
station
called?
food.
You're like a non-orange David Dickinson.
Radioactive sandwich Sam.
I was talking about that like with him last night.
So what I used to do is either service stations or like little off licenses. They'd always have sandwiches that were made there, and I'd
Pure plutonium.
Yeah, they all look like radioactive, like mad
I
colours,
literally
weren't
asked
they?
him last night if he had a radioactive sandwich.
And then he wonders why.
I still buy them to this day, and yes, it gives me a bad stomach, but the taste
ill
is just
most
amazing.
weeks.
Yeah,
Let's just
it
explain
tastes too
that
good.
sandwich that he had though. It was like a luminous pink, wasn't it?
It was coronation chicken.
No, it was yellow then, wasn't it? Yellow.
I remember it very well.
It was a thick one as
With
well.
fucking Chernobyl chicken, mate.
Chernobyl chicken.
Coronation.
So yeah, there's my habits. Jakey,
Go on, lads.
I'd
What
say-
dirt have you got on me?
it's two really, innit? It drumming and scrannage constantly. So like the warming up, the tapping, which is like obviously fine.
Never ending.
When you're hungover, it's horrible, but
It's Chinese. Like, don't dress it up. It's Chinese water torture at times.
yeah, it can be, yeah. But then scrannage, Jake. You've always got your phone out. You've always typing in the best reviewed like scran places.
The first I've heard about all this, lads.
Let's make it up from my head. I've seen you, mate. You got your 5-star ratings, and you go, mate.
We do have
this sounds like a-
the odd photo together though.
This
don't
sounds
we?
like a complaint, this, boys, but, you know.
Yeah,
No, it's not a complaint. It's an observation.
I'm trying to find some good...
Observant.
some
I
good
know what
foods.
your one is.
Oh, yeah.
Your
What does that mean for me?
your ability to enjoy your own company
Okay.
on tour, which I think is quite a good trait because I am absolutely fucking dreadful
You're the
of my own
opposite.
company.
Yeah.
I hate
You're
it.
like a dog. He's like a cat.
But you
yeah.
like your own space, don't you? When we're
Yeah,
on tour and
I
just
like
fucking
a
off for bit.
little stroll. We get to, we're very fortunate. We get to see all these places, and so I go, okay, I'm going to put my headphones in, go for a little stroll on my own.
Yeah, you make the most of it, don't you? Like seeing all these places, which is good. I can't say the same about myself, really.
We need some dirt on Lewis.
You
though.
need me or you get lost.
Yeah, pretty much. That's Lewis's cool thing. Lewis's is a cool one actually
Go on.
because he's like a human sat nav. We could be anywhere in the world, and somehow we will know where we're going and how long it takes to get there.
Yeah.
Some strange reason. So I wouldn't be here right now if I didn't have Lewis.
But that,
about, to be
but
fair,
that
like-
only applies to dispensaries and,
I was gonna
and
say-
pizza. And
I was
pizza
going to say,
takeaway.
They're the
his ability to find a
essentials,
decent
man.
pizza in a coffee shop.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
it.
it's a talent.
Hey man, he likes espressos.
I am the human sat nav. What can I say?
Is that everyone's weird tour habit then?
Well, I don't know. There are some.
There's lots in there, but
Some
we've been here for a
strange
while,
ones.
haven't we? So
Never ends.
aye, we're on a tight schedule.
Tight schedule. You got to keep it down for the algorithm, man.
Exactly.
They're always watching. Zuckerberg. With touring, then, do you reckon there's anything that, like, for me personally, and this is more of like a Jake thing, sorry lads,
That's okay.
but if I hear, well, in fact, I can't hear it anywhere else. There's an album by ELO called Time that strictly can only be listened to at night time when yous are asleep and it's me and Jake in the front. Like, I like
Is that your
it
thing?
nearly.
Yeah.
Mate,
I remember you
one of
showing
them
us
came
that,
on my shuffle the other day. I had to stop skating, turn my phone off, and be like, no, I can't listen to this outside of
Lewis
it.
is talking about them albums where you listen to them and they're very
yeah.
specific, and they also like take you back to a very specific
like,
time.
I've got a good one that I bet you all answer the same thing for. Current by Tame
Oh my
Impala.
god, yeah, 100%.
Europe.
Europe,
Yeah.
Germany, yeah,
Dale
100%.
driving,
Yeah.
That guy. I think,
vineyards in
yeah,
wherever
man.
we were. as
I think
well.
we actually wore out the CD.
Yeah.
That was when Prince died, I think.
Was it? That's
Was
Was
it?
it?
No, we were talking about Prince. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Sure it was. No, it wasn't. We were just talking about Prince because of the comparison of them both doing everything themselves on an album. That's what it was.
I have another album
wasn't
that
really
takes me back. When we were in America and we were approaching Vegas and we put in Sam's Town.
Oh,
Because we
yeah.
were thinking it was written about this place that we were seeing.
Yeah, that was great actually.
And you could almost like hear the sand in the guitar.
That was the most I've ever enjoyed that album.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah,
had
it was
like
a good
the
show,
scenic
that.
like.
They should print on the back of albums like
Must listen to on the way to Vegas.
like recommendations. With food, it's like would go good with an album would sound good when.
Yeah, like what's those things called in a restaurant where it's like, oh, I'm having a steak. It's like, would you like to partner with this wine? It'll go well and do your palate.
What-
So like, if you were in like HMV and you bought an album, and then the guy behind the till's like, just make sure you go for a walk on a rainy day, sir, while you listen to that.
What would our album go good with? Our second album. What would be the condition?
Smashing shit up.
Yeah. So like one of those
Upset.
like destroy rooms or whatever they're called. Where
I'd
it's like,
fucking
you know what?
love to
and you
go in one of
put
them.
more than this on and.
Yeah,
You know what?
Destroy
Like-
Room, yeah.
But
It's like
movies though, comrade. Same
Yeah.
album.
Yeah, you sit and cry.
Oh, I
after
smash
you've
fuck
smashed
up,
everything
mate.
Okay.
I smash shit up to movies.
Yeah.
All the time, man. If I need a rage,
I hate films.
I put movies on, go on the heavy bag, I start throwing out like fucking Tyson,
Can I
mate.
just question?
Films, rage
Do they
inducing.
actually exist? Because I would fucking love to go to one of them.
What
Sure
movies?
they do.
No, a destroy room where you just go in. You
Yeah.
smash it
Destroy
up.
room. I
Is
don't know
that
what it's
actually a
called
thing?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I need to find one.
We could make one of them out of all of the merch that we've not sold over the years.
Yeah.
Mugs.
Merch available in our
Anybody?
gigs.
Yeah.
Going back to like
Buying
memories.
them.
Like, do you have a memory of like when you were younger, when you first like heard a song? Can you remember where you were when you heard a song and it changed your life? Like for me, for instance, like I got the Nimrod album by Green Day in Northwich, and then I got the bus home, and I was on the top deck of the bus, and Time of Your Life came on, and I was looking at the scenery, and so every time I hear that song now, I'm back on that double decker bus. Do you have like
man,
anything
that's mad.
like that?
That's very hard to say, actually.
Yours is like your cousin. Like
Yeah,
around your
there's a
cousin's
lot.
house,
Mine's
isn't
actually Green Day related as well. He gave me Dookie and said it was his own band. And I believed him for a week, and I think I was only about 9.
it? So every time you hear Dookie, you think of Miles lying to you.
I swore that it was them, and my dad was like, "It's not." And I was like, it is. I can remember getting really emotional and frustrated because I really believed it was. So when I do listen to Dookie, it does take me back to that. But with regards to music and feeling something from music, so as you know, I'm from a big family on my mum's side. Every Sunday we used to have Sunday dinner around my nan's house, and there used to cram about 20 people into a little tiny council house, and she used to make dinner for everyone. And one thing that was always on was music. And I have very fond memories of Roy Orbison being on a lot on the turntable. So every time I hear Roy Orbison, it takes me back to sat on the floor, because there was that many of us in the house. The women all got to sit down on the chairs and the seats. The men stood up in the kitchen, and the kids sat on the floor because there was that many of us in the house.
What about you, Jake?
It reminds me of that.
I don't know. I got lost in Conrad's lovely story then and forgot.
Any like memory, like
Lost in the deep pools of his eyes.
when you heard like say like Nirvana for the first time? Do you have like a memory that goes with it, like where you were when you heard it, or like?
I don't know. It's funny you mentioned Nirvana though. I remember being a kid and liking S Club 7, and apparently I was walking to my childminders one day,
Reaching for the
and I
stars.
turned to my mum and said like, "Mum, I know I like S Club 7 now, but I think one day I'm gonna like rock music." And then it I don't know the timeline on it, but I discovered Nirvana
No way.
and never did join that S Club 7.
So every time you think of Nirvana, you think of S Club 7.
I think what could have been in.
Nice.
What about a Kurt Cobain fronted S Club 7?
Yeah.
That'd work.
Wow. Lewis, what about you, mate?
I don't know, I've got the one like we always talk about my dad and the showing me London Calling and all that. To be fair, man, we get like over like all the time that we've toured and stuff like that. It's not really memories from when I was younger, but a lot now. Like
new
the
ones.
States, like the other day, Katie had a shuffle on and Cousin Simple came on.
Nice.
So it's like hearing them and like Mickey and
Yeah, it takes you straight back.
Just
doesn't
take
it?
you back.
yeah, like all of them. Like,
The amount of
like
times you hear
Corella
songs
coming
on
on,
tour.
like it's instantly we're back on that tour and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's
Pretty
one
like
night
that.
only. Going like
Yeah.
all the way back to that, hearing that Plasticine song, it's instantly we're back at soundtrack.
Yeah, that
there.
album
Like,
that they released, like
just so you know, Cousin Simple and Mickey James, they're the bands that actually toured with us through America. They were an absolute pleasure. I still talk to all of them. I think we all still do. So it's just sort of like family now, but seriously check them out. They are fucking talented.
Do you know what you're saying there about like evoking emotion? It's like that's what music is. It's a tool of evoking a certain emotion. It's like taste and a flavour in food. It can take you back to a certain memory or a smell, and it's mad that your brain makes the correlation between that sound and those. Literally, they're just sound waves.
Yeah.
In your brain can take you back to such an emotional time in your life, or a smell, or a taste.
People see like colours and stuff, don't they, when they hear music as well? Like,
it's called.
It's called what?
Synesthesia, I think.
Yeah, no
isn't
way,
it?
man.
When you sit, really like.
The Luka State Podcast, educational as well.
I think. No, that's an.
Yeah,
I think that's not a.
Yeah, so as we've said multiple times, we are new to this. We are sort of going off cheat sheets and winging it into the wind at the minute. But if you want to drop a comment below, let us know any questions that you guys have got next time we get around to doing this. As we're hoping it becomes a regular thing. Like say Rogan, we're fucking coming for you. #1 podcast on its way.
Ask us anything.
I think it's just me though. I've got a feeling I'm going to start a brawl and you're going to leave me behind to fight Joe.
Never leave a man behind, mate. Never leave a man behind.
Get me dad, he looks like Joe Rogan.
all night, all day.
To be fair, like when we talk about like all these and invoking memories and stuff like that, like I think we take for granted, like over how long we've been a band together now, who do you think's changed the most out of all of us?
I know who's changed the least, and I think it's like what I think.
Everybody
I think
points to the person.
Oh wow, this is turned into an attack.
Is it me?
Can I tell you why?
I feel my character feels attacked right now.
Can I tell you why
guys?
though? I think it helps because you're the storyteller of the band and the lyricist, and I think the fact that you can still put yourself in younger, exciting Conrad shoes. You know, who is a bit madder, and we were all a bit madder, and I think that keeps it interesting, rather than life now in your 30s.
Maybe I've just never growed up.
Maybe I've just never growed up.
Unmedicated.
That should be the name of this
unmedicated, high functioning ADHD adult. That's all it is, guys.
Unmedicated Peter Pan.
Yeah, that's always
Wendy.
So why have I not changed them? In what way? I hope in good ways. I mean, that's a good point in what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
It's
You've still got that childlike wonder in your eyes, Conrad.
Yeah, I'm never going to grow up. I am Peter Pan, to be fair.
There's like, I don't know. You have to. You still have to remind you of things or tell you off for things that I had to tell you off for in 2013.
Probably. You'll still be telling me when I'm 50, mate. Unfortunately, that's the only thing I've got to bring in on this.
It's just the standard things. Like, put that down. Don't put that in your mouth.
I'm a bit like
just
a
the normal
dog,
stuff.
really,
Don't put your finger in those senses.
Don't put your finger in that.
But I am going to put my finger in it, aren't I? That's the problem with me, isn't it?
You can't help it.
It's like, if there's anyone out there who's got severe ADHD and is unmedicated, you'll understand what I am saying now. Like, if you are told
You can go around touching
to
things
jump,
together.
you will jump. If you're told not to do something, you'll do it.
And if there's anyone out there who knows someone or is like close with people with high functioning ADHD, we get you, bro.
Yeah,
we get you.
They've got your back. I mean, sitting here is just hard enough.
But if that's not changed, which one of us three has changed the most then?
Silence in the room.
This is too long.
No,
silence.
all right.
I
I'll say this because there was a point where you went from party animal to 1 week teetotal.
Yeah.
Like there was no gradual progression into it. You packed it in. You said you were going to.
Yeah.
Not going to lie, didn't believe you. Thought, fuck it, he'll be buying his dark fruits again in a few weeks. And you haven't had a dark fruit since?
Because you gave up, like, was it like just before Christmas or like a New Year? And I was thinking, I remember saying, you're giving up at like the wrong time.
Yeah.
You're missing Christmas
as
and
if
New
there's
Year.
like a right or
I
wrong
know.
time. Yeah, it was like we were on tour and we played a gig in Birmingham. And I remember we all had a beer and I was like sat in the back of the band van and I just went like, I'm not really enjoying this.
This is the last.
And it was like, I think it was the end of November or start of December, and everybody was like you know, you're not gonna just have one at Christmas, or I'm like, no, I've quit. That's what quitting is.
Yeah.
You're not even going to have a sherry?
Are you enjoying, for those who are watching who are probably sober curious or sober?
Sober
or,
curious.
That's a thing now, isn't it? It's a big thing these days. Do you enjoy sobriety, and do you find life is better?
Yeah, I do
sober?
Actually,
because it's a big thing nowadays, I think.
Yeah, no, I find that the stigma with drinking is like, you know, oh, but all my mates are doing it, but it's not actually like that. And when you're out, it's the headspace that's contagious. So even though I'm sober, everybody's let the guard down, and that's the thing you pick up on. So I can still enjoy nights out the same. And
because I mean, it's not for everyone, is it?
No.
But I think for some people it is, and some people.
Another thing,
we live in a day and age now where there's so much non-alcoholic stuff around.
yeah.
And it's
If there's ever a
pushed
time
in.
to stop, it's now. And like also, like I love the fact that any gig we've played in the last 6 years, or like any event that's kind of scared me, there's been no like Dutch courage kind of fallback.
Yeah.
And
He's just been watching us do it stupidly.
yeah.
Yeah, so like coming off stage and going, oh well, I gave it everything and there was nothing that hindered me in that. So if you messed up, that's just you being a human. That's not you being
and
drunk.
I
It's
think
like a good
one
thing.
by one we're all starting to like realise how it's not the be all and end all.
100%.
You know,
It's actually not. It's all about the gigs. It's all about the
Definitely,
gig at the end of the day.
definitely
Like,
playing 100% with.
It's like
100%.
that as well. And then you say the social aspect, like beyond use, right? I haven't got mates, so don't really work, don't really go out. Nothing to
Apply here for
mate.
friends.
Yeah.
do. And on that really, like,
some
Somber
somber note.
note.
really somber note about sobriety and the fact
Let's
that
go
I
to
have
pub.
no mates. we're going to start doing this more and more often, aren't we? So hopefully this is the first of many we get to do it. It is a laugh. And
But yeah, we would like this to be like a back and forth as well. So like you mentioned before, get your comments in, and then like the next time we're here,
it's
we'll,
nice to have a conversation with our instruments on every so
Absolutely.
often. Only
This-
every
this
so
is-
often.
This is just nice being here and not like it doesn't feel like work. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we're always working.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't really
But,
get time to like
but-
sit and chill, do we? So this
I'm
is
just going to
nice.
get it in there just before we finish. I am going to say it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share the shit out of it if you like the podcast. If you like the episode, talk to your mates about it. Get them on it. And share the shit out of it. And like Sam said, throw some comments, ask us some questions so we can reply to you and we can engage with you on the next one. But yeah,
Can't
thanks
do
for watching.
any of this without anyone doing that. So.
Yeah, so please do it. And we hope you enjoyed it. This is our first time. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.